Hello, welcome back to Statistics and Mathematics YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue our series of video on statistical method 1, and then today our main focus will be on what? Boxed plot, right? Box plot. You know that box plot is one of the charts, or one of the let me say charts that we use to describe data, right? But with this box plot we can use what you call the range, right? You see, for range we have what we call the minimum and the maximum values, and then what you call the quartiles to describe what we call the box plot, right? So here the box plot in summary require 5 numbers in summary. We have what we call the minimum entry, the first quartile, the second quartile or the median, the third quartile, and what? The maximum entry, right? So this is how the box plot will look like, right? And then with this shape that we have, this will be what? Our minimum value. When we come here, this will be our first quartile. When we come here, this will be our second quartile. When we come here, this will be our third quartile. And when we come here, this will be what? Our maximum what? Value. So let's get an example for us to really appreciate what we have done here. We have already treated the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and we know something about the minimum and the maximum value because before we can find our first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter, we have to arrange our raw data from smallest to highest, of which we will get our minimum value and the maximum value. I want us to get an example so that we will solve that example and then represent that example that we have solved using the quarters and the minimum and maximum value on the box plot, right? So let's get ourselves into an example. So this is the example. Said the number of that found in 10 states of the United States is 89, 47, 164, 296, 30, 215, 138, 78, 48, and 39. It said construct a box plot for the data. So if you want us to construct a box plot for the data, what we have to do is to get our minimum value, our maximum value, and then first quarter, second quarter, and what? Third quarter, right? So first what you have to do is to just arrange it in order, and from here you can see clearly that our minimum value here is what? 30, and our maximum value is what? 296. So you are going to arrange it starting from 30, from the smallest to what? To the highest. And when you arrange, you are going to get 30, 39, 47, 48, 78, 89, 138, 164, 215, and what? 296, right? Since the box plot feature what? Minimum value and the maximum value. Let's first write down our minimum value and maximum value. You know our minimum value here is what? 30, and our maximum value is what? 296. So that's what we have here, the minimum and the maximum value. So what is left for us to calculate for is what? The first quarter and the second quarter. And you can see clearly here that our n is what? 10, and our n is what? Even. And I told you that when our n is even, it's very simple, right? Just group the data set into 2, right? We are going to group the data set into 2, right? We are going to group the data set into 2, right? So here, that will be the first one, the first 5 into 2. We are going to group it evenly, and then the middle number for the first group will be what? Our first quarter, that's K1. The middle number for the second group will be what? Our second quarter, third quarter, that's Q3, right? 164, and then here will be what? 47. That will be first quarter and what? Second quarter. Very simple. But if you want to calculate for what? Your second quarter, that one will be what? The two middle number that we have. So here the two middle number will be what? 78 and then what? 89. You are going to find the midpoint of it, right? So that one will give us 78 plus 89, right? Divided by 2. And when you do that, we are getting 83.5. So this is what we have. Right now we have our first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and what? Maximum and minimum what value. So all that you have to do is to just represent it on what? A box plot. And it has been represented here nicely. So you have to just draw a scale moving from what? 0 to what? 300 with a scale, right? So here we just locate our minimum value, which is 30 on that scale, We have to locate what our first quartile, which is 47. Our third quartile is what 83.5, and then this is our second quartile. Our third quartile is what 164 here, and our maximum value, which is what 296, right? Yes. So this is how one can represent it on a box plot. Thank you for watching. This is Statistics and Mathematics YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your comment at the comment section below. Please, in our next video, I'm going to talk about probability. So stay tuned and then watch the videos on probability. Yes, thank you.